Hello and welcome to the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week number 26 with me, Craig Barton. Now, I absolutely love it when a teacher kindly uploads an entire lesson to the TES, because what that means is that I can really see the structure of how the lesson's put together and how one activity links to another activity. But as I say to our PGCE students and my NQTs that I mentor, you should never take an entire lesson from TES and use it straight away in the classroom. And the reason for that is that the lesson's been designed by a teacher to fit their individual teaching style, and more importantly, it's been designed with their students in mind and the teacher's knowledge for their individual students' needs. And for that reason, I always say to teachers that you should take lessons from TES and adapt them and edit them and take bits out and put bits in to fit your teaching style and your students who you're delivering the lesson to. And this is a classic example of that because it's a wonderful lesson that can be perfectly adapted to fit whichever class you're delivering it to. It's called Superhero Comics Fraction Lessons. And again, I'm not even going to attempt these names these days, so I don't want to offend anybody, but it's been kindly uploaded by this author here. So it consists of a PowerPoint and a couple of worksheets and some challenge cards. And probably the PowerPoint's the best thing to start off with. Now, it's a 29-slide PowerPoint, and its aim is to get students understanding multiplying and dividing fractions. And I'm not going to flick through every slide, but I just want to show you. It starts with a nice little warm-up activity just to check students are happy with fractions. And this whole lesson, by the way, is based around the Avengers and the Justice League of America. And it's just a really nice, engaging context for the students. And there's lots of superhero movies out at the moment, so it'll be very, very relevant to them. And basically, the lesson progresses with in-context questions that the students have to firstly practice their skills of multiplying fractions, and then later on practice their skills for dividing fractions. But you might not want to do it exactly like this. You might not want to use every single one of these examples. You might not want to project them on the board. You might want to do these as sheets of paper, handout cards, a carousel activity. You might want to take out things like this where it says find the amount of power left by multiplying the fractions. You might not want students to know that. You might want to muddle up the multiplying fractions questions with the dividing fractions questions later on. You might want to use the same context to bring in some addition and subtraction of fraction questions to test whether students don't just know the routine for doing things, but actually can decide what type of question it is before they apply the algorithm. But the bottom line is all the structure of the lesson's here, all the resources are here, and it's just a case of muddling things around to fit however you want to do it. There's some wonderful stuff that I just wanted to highlight a little bit later on when we get through this. This is really, really nice. So once the students have got through this main part of the lesson, they then get to choose which bit where they go next, whether they want a bit more practice or whether they want to go on to some extension material. So there's a wonderful worksheet here about dividing fractions where students get some straightforward skills to do, but then they have got to read through some of these in context questions and put their working out down here. So that's really, really nice. And then I'm a big fan of these as well. Oh, sorry, I've gone to the same thing there. If I go to this, yeah, there's some really, really nice stuff on multiplying fractions here that the students have got to figure out and pop their answers below. And then this is the one that I meant to go to, some superhero challenge cards, where again, students have got to choose which level that they think they're at and choose the appropriate card. But again, you might want to create your own card. For example, I think if I was doing this with students, I'd want a card that consisted of some multiplying fractions and some division fractions. Probably even chuck a little addition one in there as well, just to see if students can remember how to do that. But that's the beauty of this, it's completely fully editable. And the final thing I just wanted to show was this. This is really nice, a bit of opportunity for peer assessment. But this is lovely as well. I love mistakes. I'm a massive fan of mistakes. We can learn so much from them. And the author's come up with some lovely things here where the Joker's had a go at multiplying fractions. Can the students spot the mistake? And I think what I'd do there is I'd get them to write a sentence of advice for the Joker, just to explain what they've done wrong and how to avoid doing it again. And then there's one Loki's chipped in with a bit of an error here with multiplying fractions. Batman's not so good at his divisions, but how can we help Batman learn from that? And so on. So look, there's been so much work has gone into this, and it's so kind and generous to upload something like this. And it's there not to be used as is, but just to be edited and adapted to fit your teaching needs. And there's loads of resources like that on TES that can be just tweaked a little bit and they can be made such a strong lesson for you and your students. So I shall be back with a fresh resource of the week next week. Take care and farewell for now.